Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of the vintage lace edging. Today we're going to be looking at how to do the heading for this little piece of lace. So let's get started. First of all, make a slip knot and pop that on your hook like so. Then yarn over 3 times. We're going to do a standing double treble crochet to get started. And next, if you just pick up your work and find the right side, the end of your work, and the picot here. After here we did 4 single crochets. In that very first single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and you'll have 5 loops on your hook. Then work off the loops 2 at a time. So yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and there you've completed your standing double treble. If you struggle to do the standing double treble, you can always just join and work a total of 6 chains. Okay, so chain 2, 1, 2, and then do a double crochet into this next loop here. We have 12 single crochets. We go into the 3rd single crochet along and do a double crochet. Chain 2, and once more skip 2 to the next single, a double, chain 2 and skip 2 and into the next single, a double crochet, and once more chain 2. We just have a look here. There you have 3 double crochets over your 12 singles with 2 chains in between. Okay, so into the next 10 chain loop we're going to do a double crochet, and 2 chains, and another double crochet, two chains, and that's all we need to do in this 10 chain loop. But next we're going to go in the 7 chain loop here and do another double crochet, two chains again, and into the next 7 chain loop another double crochet, chain 2, and into this next 10 chain loop a double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. This is how it's looking. Chain 2, always chain 2 after your double crochets, and then in this next loop where you have 12 single crochets, skip 2 into the next one, a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and a double crochet. think I'll have to zoom in because I am working through the camera. Okay, so skip 1, 2, and a double crochet in the next single. Chain 2, again skip 2, 1, 2, and in here another double crochet. Just have a little look. So we skipped 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Next, chain 2. Now we have the 5 chain loop here in that first single crochet just there before the 5 chain. Do a double crochet. Chain 2. Okay, sorry, my error. In this one is the one where we need to make a double treble. So we need to yarn over 3 times and then into that first single crochet complete our double treble crochet. And that's because the little joining is lower down than the height of the other parts of the work. So chain 2 again, 1, 2, yarn over 3 times, skip over your 2 5 chain loops, and then the first single crochet where your 5 chain loops started, complete your double treble crochet. Chain 2, and then you're ready now to ignore these single crochets here into the next loop where you have your 12 single crochets, skip the first 2 into the third one, do a double crochet. Chain 2. See just how this little bit looks where you've joined here. So you have your 2 double trebles. In the pattern it suggests that these are long trebles in old UK terminology. Right, so we've done our 2 chains, now we need to skip 2 again and double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet again. Skip 2, and into the next 10 chain space, a double crochet, 2 chains, and a double crochet. Chain 2, and now we're back to the 7 chain loop. We just pop 1 double crochet in there, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2. That's how it's looking. And then in our next 10 chain space, a double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet. Chain 2, then double crochet in the third, or we need to skip 2. 1, 2, 3, there in the third one. So skip 2 and into the third one along, do a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 again, and a double crochet in the next single, chain 2, and a double crochet, skipping 2, and a double crochet in the next single. Once more, chain 2, always remembering to chain 2 after your double crochets. And this is how it's looking. Don't worry that it looks a bit lopsided at the moment. It'll be fine once we do some little single crochets in the spaces. Okay, so now we're ready to do another double treble. So yarn over 3 times, and we are at the edge now, well at the end. So before that picot in that single crochet, complete your double treble. Then chain 1 and snip your yarn. It doesn't tell you to do this in the pattern. I think they sometimes think you'd know this anyway. So you snip, and then we'll just zoom out slightly. As you can see here, you're left with these little spaces here. And we'll be working into these little spaces now. All we do is pop 3 single crochets in each of these little spaces that we've created. Okay, so once more, start with a slip knot on your hook, and then at the beginning of your work, just here, I would pop a little standing single crochet just in that edge there. If you struggle to do standing stitches, just fasten it in however you prefer and do a single crochet. And then we need to do 3 single crochets in each space along. So this is how it will look. We've got our little joining single crochet just there, and 3 in the gap or in the space. So straight into that space, jumping over the double crochet, and do 3 singles. And once more, jumping across the double crochet into the space, work 3 single crochets. One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So at the end of this row, just pop a slip stitch in the top of that double treble, not a slip stitch, sorry, a single crochet. Chain 1 and then snip your work, pull that yarn through and just gently tug it, and now you'll see the heading looks to be taking shape a little better now. Now we've popped those 3 single crochets between the spaces. Now, if you wished, you could actually leave the heading as it is. I think this is quite pretty as it is, But if you want to do it as they have done in the pattern, what you need to do now is rejoin just here at the end again, pop a slip knot on your hook, and then take your work, yarn over once, and in that very first stitch here, that very first single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there you've completed a standing double crochet. This looks a little bit loose, but once I tidy it up and fasten in those ends, that'll be fine. Now we need to chain 2 and then into they suggest that you go into the top of the double crochet here. However, if you just look either side, you've got a single crochet here, single crochet there. Just pop your hook in between those and do a double crochet. Now you can see here that's gone a bit loose, so I'll undo that and zoom in a bit. Find the little space between the 2 single crochets there and just do a double crochet. Chain 2, and again the space between the 2 singles, do a double, chain 2, and there's your single here and there. Just pop your hook in there and do a double, and you do this all the way to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. At the end of the row you just chain 2 and then do your final double crochet into the last single crochet. Chain 1 and then just snip your yarn and again pull through and give that a little tug, and there you've completed row 3 of the heading. Just zoom out slightly for a better view. Next, for the final row, we're just going to work 3 single crochets in each space all the way along. So for row 4 of the heading, start with a slip knot on your hook. Insert your hook into the top, just wait for the focus, into the top of the double crochet there, and do a single crochet, and then into each space along 3 single crochets, just as we did on row 2 of the heading. Jumping across the double crochet into the next space, 3 single crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you when you've worked across the row, the final row. So we're now at the end of row 4, the final row, and we've done, well, I've done 3 single crochets into that final space, and now just in the top of that double crochet, do a single, yarn over and pull through, and then snip your yarn and pull through and gently close that little knot there. Now there is a little bit of sewing in to do here, but no problem at all. And there's your completed lace. Just zoom out slightly. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed learning how to do this, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And thanks again for watching. Once again, take care.